Hi, it's John Krysinsky, Pittsburgh Soccer Now. I'm with Nick Graeca. Nick, Steel City FC. You've been, really helping kind of lead the crew this year. Nick, I believe you went to Dubois, and you also now play at John Carroll. But in the summertime, in the off season, if you will, you found a home with Steel City FC. Nick, thanks for joining me. I'd just love to kind of learn a little bit more about your, involvement with the club, but also this great run that your club is on, not only this year, but last year as well. But it's great to have you here.
Yeah, thank you for having me so much. Thank you.
Yeah, Nick. So let's just talk about last night. So Steel City FC, you're down 2-1 at home, in friendly confines of Founders Field. It's such a unique place, a special place. It has history in Pittsburgh in terms of Pittsburgh soccer, but your club, Steel City FC, has sort of made it. Your home, field advantage. So you're down 2-0. What's Coach Dan talking about in that match? You're down 2-0 to Flower City Union.
Yeah, I think down 2-1, I think, to go into the half, but just going in the half, I mean, we had a lot of chances, already being able to look back at the film, multiple box entries and chances on net, and kind of went into the halftime very confident, even though we were down 2-1. That's not how we felt our play was, and just kind of wanted to go out there. We tweaked a couple things, but for the majority, we would say that just keep doing what we're doing, and the chances are going to come. We just got to be more clinical in the box and in the final third, and of course they did, and we were able to pull out a result there, 3-2, against a well disciplined Flower City.
Yeah, 2-1. First third, maybe the first I don't know, first 30 minutes or so, you guys were definitely on the front foot. There was a crossbar hit. There was a couple great saves by their keeper. But you were persistent, and then it pays off on a corner kick. Anthony DeFalco sent that corner kick.
Yep.
Good things happen when you get the ball in that area, right? I mean, you just have to keep pressing, keep pushing forward, right?
100%, and that's something we like to do, kind of the Steel City way. And our play style is um, kind of reflects, I think, the modern game. We're not arrogant with our play. We'll play on the turf, on the carpet, if you will, but we'll also be able to play in behind, and we love to press, and it's a fun style and a fun brand to watch as well as play, and it's proven to be very successful. And I owe that to my teammates, the other leaders on the team, and of course, Coach Dan Brower.
And how long have you been with Steel City?
This will be, I've been here since 2021. So when I graduated high school in 2021 was my first year between transition between high school and college.
So I mean, you went to Dubois. You're from over an hour, almost 2 hours away. I don't know what is
Sure.
the GPS from to get to Founders Field from Dubois?
Yeah, it's about an hour 50 from my house.
Okay.
Yep. So I grew up just always making that trip. Of course, my dad would work all day, and then my mom and my dad would take, since fourth grade, take turns driving me down, and they would work, and then pick me up from the house, and then go straight down there. So I owe everything to my parents, my family who support me. But yeah, I've been doing it for a long time, so you kind of get used to the travel for sure.
Before you were playing with the first team, did you train with the academy as well, or where were you playing in high school and before that?
Yeah, as growing up, I originally played for Century South and then Century North because it was 15 minutes closer, which 30-minute round trip, saved some time. So, and then they ended up combining age groups and everything like that. And um, it was before it was, Steel City, there was the various clubs around Pittsburgh, Arsenal, everything. And Brower asked me to come in and guest play for them. And that's when I first kind of was able to play underneath Brower in high school. And I loved him as a coach. And when I graduated, decided to try out for the men's first team. And my role was definitely different then than it is now. But, I've loved every single minute of it. and I've learned so much. And can't thank the guys and the club enough for providing me with what they've given me.
And the talk about your evolution as a player during the same time this program is evolved into a more prominent club in our area, but also has developed this first team that has really become successful. Just talk about the philosophies of the club. You talk about the way you guys play, that quick passing. It always seems like from a timing standpoint, it's very important to make those timely runs and use the space and use the whole field. I see a lot of really, like you said, you play the modern game. Maybe elaborate on that a little bit.
Yeah, certainly. So initially coming in as a player in 2021, I was very new to the system, but under Dan Brower and Captain Nicky Kolarac, who I'm sure you know, and has played an instrumental role in teaching me and being a mentor to me in my game as well as me as a person. And they kind of taught me the way of Steel City, and it's very there's no black and white. There's no right or wrong answer, I guess, if you can say, in the game of football over at Steel City. And one thing we try to do, depends on our matchup, of course, the game, the week. And one thing we try to do for sure is praise each other. The mental game is so important. So keeping each other in the game and working hard and suffering and sacrificing for each other, making that extra run for each other. And like you said, it comes down to timing, and in certain areas of the pitch, you have to have, quick combinations, and what Brower likes to um, reference is boxing. When you're on the ropes, how do you get off the ropes? Similar to when you're on the touch line on either side of the pitch. You got to have quick combinations, and then find the free man on the opposite side, and play to your strengths for sure. And we play a little bit differently my first year and my second year than we do even this year, just based on personnel. And I think we're able to adapt, and we bend and we do not break. We're unbreakable, I think, is kind of our motto. So.
And talk about that and your role within that group. I mean, obviously, Nicky Kolarac you mentioned him, and he mentored you. He mentored so many the young players with the club, and unfortunately, he's been banged up a little bit. But he's wanted to keep pushing forward and be part of the club. And he was out there in the Open Cup match and came in. I thought he obviously still has it, if you will. I think can be a game changer at times in terms of controlling the ball at his feet, and then things kind of go from there. It's always good to have him playing out of the back, but he also gets forward too. Where are you? And obviously, with him being out with an injury, your coach Dan Brower has praised your ability to sort of step in and help lead and maybe take on some of those characteristics that Nicky brought.
Yeah, sure. I think, coming in, Nicky, he's been one of the best leaders I've ever had, in life and on the pitch as well. And, he really understands the game so well. And on top of that, as he gets older, of course, with age, you lose some of your athletic ability. But he's able to adapt, like I said. He's able to still play the way he likes to play, and he's just so smart. And it even comes from just putting his foot on the ball, just to stop the transitional play and control the rhythms of the game. And something I learned more recently from him, and being able to kind of float a ball back post like he did earlier this season, and late in the 89th minute, I think it was, against Akron to win 2-1 in Akron. It's these types of plays that I'm learning each and every day. And it is sad to see him out, but I still reach out to him for advice. I talk to him on the phone. We text often, and he comes around, and of course he was there watching the match yesterday. So but for me personally, I think I would say maybe I'm more of a vocal leader than he is, so I'm able to express myself a little bit more that way.
I
um
think saying something. I know Nicky's got quite a personality.
yeah. Yeah, I think as he's gotten older, for sure, he lets the younger guys do some more of the talking. But he's just brilliant. I give my praise to him, and he's taught me to be um the person I am, the leader I am today, and just being able to build relationships, I think, is one of the most important things to do as, a captain on the team and a leader on the team. Because you don't have good relationships, whether you're a captain or not a captain, the team's not going to flourish. And I think, especially if you're going to try to lead certain guys or a team, then that's extremely important. I think he's taught me that. Um, and just the role of a captain, which is just make sure the team wins.
Yeah, and making sure the team wins. You talked about the Akron City match where he played a key role, but that's the matchup in the final. It's a chance to repeat. You were part of it last year. That was really the first chance I got a chance to watch you play last couple previous years, but now Saturday back at Founders Field, Akron City. That previous match, I believe it was a 2-1 win with a late goal,
Yep.
and as you said, so. What are your thoughts about this matchup on Saturday and the possibility of winning back-to-back conference titles?
It just honestly, it's amazing just seeing how far we've come. Even though I'm fairly new to the program, just from 2021, but just coming in, and I remember my first match. I played about 7 minutes, probably. I don't know the exact time, but I was ready to lay it all out there, kind of everything for the badge, and I think um, that's something that you don't see everywhere. A lot of people can be selfish, but truly in this team, what Nicky Kolarac and the other leaders on the team, and of course Brower, they've created this culture where it's you're not playing for yourself, you're playing for the people that show up and watch. You're playing for the badge, you're playing for the younger people who look up to you, and I think that's just so important. What everyone has their own why, but as a team, can you have a collective reason why you go out there and play? And I think that brings you together. And I think, all the guys know this, and so we're not really thinking about the past results as much. We could say we haven't lost a regular season game in 2 years, and we could talk about this and that, but in reality, it's the playoffs, and it's win or go home. So we're gonna go out there, we're gonna give it our all, and hopefully get the best result that we can in front of our loyal supporters.
Yes, loyal supporters at Founders Field. It's been a great atmosphere. I know last night it was hot, hopping, and what is it like to play there?
It's absolutely unbelievable. I remember going down to the far side and playing 8v8s when I was a kid, and being able to play on the first team and represent the club as a whole is just another level that it's hard to explain unless you're actually living it. And just having everyone cheer you on, and being able to celebrate with all the fans in the corner and such is just an unbelievable feeling.
And just getting back to Akron City though, just is there anything that you guys would really need to be, you would be prepared for in terms of this matchup, what they do well? I know there's a lot of talent over there, that sort of thing. Probably a bunch of Akron University player,
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's a pretty talented group, isn't it?
Yeah, they're very quality, and we're going to be very fortunate to be able to host them and host a quality side, and it's going to be a great game. I think, like I said, one thing we need to continue to do is just play our style of play, play our way, and you know, if we need to adapt, a little bit, couple tweaks here and there for sure, and um, besides that, just play for the love of the game, sacrifice. It's like I said, win or go home. So outrun them, do all the little things, and be mentally strong for a full 90 without lapses. I think is extremely important, and um, just kind of play quality brand and quality football.
All right. Well, Saturday night, I believe it's a 6:30 kickoff. Of course,
Yes.
Pittsburgh now will have coverage. And Nick, it's great to meet you this way in terms of having an extended interview and conversation. But we'll be out there covering the match, and good luck to you on Saturday, and good luck the rest of the way. I mean, hopefully, it's a similar run to last year's run.
I hope so, and thank you for having me again. Nice meeting you as well.
All right, great. Sounds great. It was great to talk to you, and appreciate your time once again. Thanks, Nick.